What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to another episode with the Scary Snobs. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, stepdads. We're included too.
Absolutely.
Ladies, listen. I'm not being controversial. This is Father's Day. This isn't the double role. No, because there's single dads that take care of their kids and they don't jump out there on Mother's Day. This is Father's Day. Father's Day. And with that being said, real quick and real cool, one of the topics I happened to see today on Father's Day, and I was actually talking to the wife earlier about, because really quick, Horror Search 30 group, I finally launched it again after I had to make a new one and all that other stuff. And I'm just going to keep slowly building as it's out there so when people can join and kind of just have fun with it and all that. But no, so what I want to do on there, and this might stuff comes with this, is like for holidays, like what's holiday movies, what horror movies do you watch? And today's Father's Day, and I'm actually going to share the screen for this. And I know what you guys are thinking. Oh, this is early. You guys are actually hopping right off to your topics early. Yes, because it's Father's Day. Oh, where's that share screen?
And not bad Father's Day either. And I know what you're about to pop up. And if you guys haven't seen these yet, I really enjoy the first two quite a bit.
The stepfather movies.
It's got Terry O'Quinn from Lost fame, who is such a great actor.
Which I do. I'm actually going to watch these. I'm even watching, do some content review and all that good stuff. So I'm not going to watch the trailer because I just want to be 100% surprised. Because I do not remember ever watching these movies. But it's right over there on Screenbox. If you guys have Screenbox, the stepfather movies, 1 through 3. And again, now you know what you can watch on. Now you know what to watch on Father's Day. Is there any other horror movies that are similar, that are, Father's Day, fathers, whatever? I have no clue. But I'm sure we could dig in there and do some research and all that. Looking up.
Technically, Freddy's Dead counts as a Father's Day movie. I'd count it as a Father's Day movie because, Freddy is her father.
That works. I mean, I'll accept it. Because, you could use the original Friday the 13th as a Mother's Day. Jason's mom.
Oh, yeah. 1,000%.
Out for revenge for her. Okay. Quick, this, I'm just going to throw this one out there. And I want people in the comments, Mick, you included. Is that works, right? With that being a Mother's Day, because again, it's the mother's revenge of her son's death.
Yeah, no, it works. Same thing with I always watch Psycho on Mother's Day.
Okay.
Even though it's Norman Bates' mother, it still somehow in my mind fits.
See, I like that. So we got Stepfather's Day, or Stepfather's movies for Father's Day. By this time next year, hopefully we'll have a few more movie ideas, but like father type ideas or whatever the case may be, but that are horror. And shoot, why not?
Let's have this conversation because this is a fascinating topic that you just bring up. So I pulled up Father's Day horror movies.
Okay.
And they have Creep Show on here. Because there's a segment called Father's Day.
I believe I did see that one. It's been a minute, but you're right. What else? Can you pull? Actually, you want to share the screen with us?
Yeah, I'd love to. Here, let me pull this up real quick. But
these
movies are messed up Father's Day movies, folks.
But this is
number 9 is Amityville Horror, where the dad goes crazy and kills his entire family.
But see, the thing is that it works because you used Friday the 13th, and she's killing everybody. You know what I mean? So it works.
It's funny. The tagline on here says, "So if you find a house that seems to be too good to be true, be sure to check out the history first, or Dad might just go psycho."
There you go.
There you go. Cemetery. Yeah, I was wondering it myself when I first read that.
Oh shoot, yeah, because he digs Gage up and all that.
Yeah. Bring Gage back.
Well, he not only that, but he digs him up and then buries him in the pets. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 7 Eyes Without a Face.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, what's this? A young girl that was horribly disfigured in a car accident is forced to wear a mask at all times. Her father, an evil doctor, is trying to fix her face. The doctor and his assistant kidnap young girls and surgically remove their faces in hopes that he can
Ooh.
graft a new face onto his daughter. His daughter is not very happy about the situation and takes matters into her own hands. What's crazy is we can do that nowadays.
I want to see that. That sounds actually. I know it's from the 60s, but that sounds interesting. And just going back to another topic that I bring up quite often on here and on Horror Research 30 is these are the type of movies I would love to see remakes of, because this sounds like it has an awesome premise. I'm not saying it wasn't done well in the 60s, but you take that same storyline and you do it around now with the right people, the right team, the right whatever, and don't CGI the hell out of it. Like if you can kind of have as much practical as you can, that can be a pretty creepy, gory type of, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That I'm gonna have to check that out. As a matter of fact, can you send me this link when you get a chance?
Yeah. Next one up is The Night of the Hunter.
Night of the Hunter.
Robert Mitchum stars as an evil minister and grifter that will stop at nothing to find the money that was stolen by his cellmate. He figures out where the man's family lives and romances the woman into marrying him so that he can be closer to the family and steal the money. Children know where the money is hidden, but they aren't telling anyone. That is another messed up father story.
See, I mean that right there. What is this? This is just like a gold digging dad. That's what that a gold digging dad, basically. The people under the stairs. I haven't seen that in so freaking long, man.
Yeah, me neither. I like this movie growing up.
Yeah.
I don't know how it fits with dads, but let's read it. Daddy and mommy live in a very large mansion while their tenants live in slums. After daddy and mommy try to evict families from their slum building, some of the tenants try to break into the mansion to steal gold hidden in the walls. What the thieves end up finding instead is pretty terrifying. Huh.
That's something I definitely got to go back and watch again. It's been like I said, it's been years. A Woman
at number 4. Chris seems like the perfect father and businessman to the outside world, but his family know all the terrible secrets. He finds and terrorizes a wild woman by locking her up in the shed. He then teaches his son all his evil ways by encouraging him to follow in his footsteps. Ooh. Okay. Again, man, you guys are not very positive on dads.
I mean, for horror, you get it. I mean, we had a couple positives. We had one for sure.
I mean, they get Pamela Voorhees, who went out and sought revenge for her son's death. Like that is a mother. Like that is, you took my child away from me.
But I mean, in real life, that's a horrible thing to do. I understand the whole revenge factor, but the people that you're killing had nothing to do with it. Like this is years later. But yeah, you do got a point though. They're like, these guys are just horrible from the beginning. And then we have the stepfather movies, which we just brought up to start this conversation.
Yeah, he marries a widower, but her daughter is very suspicious of her new dad. She looks into his past and finds some very troubling secrets. And then it says the sequels are also worth checking out. So is the remake.
The Shining.
The Shining would probably be, if you asked me, would be my number 1, like off the top of my head, because Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. It's one of those ones you don't even think about. You know what I mean? I didn't think about it, but yeah. I mean, just watch it.
And then Frailty, which I have not seen in forever.
I've never seen this.
Frailty is one of the psychological thriller starring Bill Paxton and Matthew McConaughey. The father claims to see demons whenever he touches an evil person and is convinced that he is ridding the world of evil. He then has his young sons help him kill and dismember the victims.
Ooh. Well, definitely not Father of the Year.
So there you go, guys. There's some suggestions for Father's Day out there.
Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, like I said, I want to check that list out because the ones I haven't seen, of course, I've seen The Shining. I don't know how many times I've seen it enough, though, to where it's one of those. All right, let's talk about that. Is it a good horror movie? Yes, it's a really good horror movie, but it's not one that I think like if like if I were to do the Stanley again out in Colorado, or do the one where the movie was actually shot, I'd probably watch the movie again. Or honestly, not even that. And then whenever I decide to watch, what is this? Sorry for swearing, man. What is the sequel called? You know what I'm talking about. I read
Dr.
the book.
Sleep.
Yeah, Dr. Sleep. I did the book, well, audio book, because I do it while I'm working and stuff. I actually did both books. So whenever I decide to watch Dr. Sleep, I'll watch The Shining again. But it's one of those movies, like, it's good, but it's not like one of my, like, I guess for a rewatch, it's not one of my like go-to rewatch movies. Like, oh yeah, I want to watch this. I have to. No, but it's one of those movies where it's like every couple years I'll watch. Every few years I'll watch it and throw it on there. Similar to like a Jaws. Like after 5, maybe 10 years, sometimes closer, but and I love, you know what it is, like for the Jaws thing, it's just, yes, it's a great movie. Don't get me wrong. It's the best shark movie out there. It's one of the better horror movies out there. But at the same time, it's just not that exciting to watch over and over and over for me. I know there's people who love Jaws, like I like Friday the 13th. So, yeah, for me. What about you though? For those two films, Jaws and The Shining.
Jaws, I can't watch over and over and over again. I do like to revisit Jaws every year or so. The Shining, I can watch quite a bit. And I really like Dr. Sleep. Dr. Sleep is one of those rare sequels that comes out, 30 years later and does such a good job.
I respect that. Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
I really like the movie quite a bit. I haven't read the Dr. Sleep book, though.
It's good, man. It's good.
Which I know the endings are somewhat different because in the movie universe, the hotel was still up. So the end of Dr. Sleep took place at the hotel. Yeah. And then in the book, the hotel doesn't exist anymore. So I'm curious to see how it plays out in the book.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. For you. I got to see the movie, but the book, I know you'll love the book though.
Yeah, I read The Shining a few years ago. It's pretty much the same thing, except for, in the book, the dad comes to his senses and burns down the hotel.
Yeah. All right, let's see this next.
But we got some news stories for you guys.
Yes.
David Cronenberg, man. I watched. Have you seen? Oh my God, why am I blanking on the name? Hold on, I'm gonna look it up real quick. But Videodrome. Have you seen Videodrome?
No, shoot. It sounds familiar.
You would know if you've watched Videodrome. It has imagery and stuff. Like David Cronenberg's special effects are disturbing. He's the one who did Crime of the Century that came out last year.
Okay.
I think that's the name of the movie. That really messed up movie.
No, I didn't see Videodrome. I'm Googling the pictures now, but I'd watch it.
You should watch it, especially since you liked his newer movie. If I remember correctly, you saw that, right?
What movie was it?
I think it's called Crime of the Century. Hold on. I'm sure I'm wrong.
But just while you're looking that up, while we have this up, so he's coming out with another film. It's called New Religion. Stunning sci-fi body horror on Screenbox next week. Again, people, that's Screenbox and it's cheap. But it's gonna be New Religion is a Japanese horror movie, which again, I'm all about that. So bring it on. I love foreign horror films, especially the Asian culture.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say, I'm not gonna say every single one that I've seen I enjoyed, but I'll say most of the ones that I've seen I've enjoyed. There's been a few misses, but most of them are like hits for me for the most part. Of course, there's those few that are in between, but like when they really do it up, it's just like, oh my gosh. So I'm here for it. I'm going to watch it, and I hope it's gory. I mean, it's body horror, so you're hoping it's crazy. And I don't think it's going to be anything like Society and The Shunting. Thank you, Mick, for introducing me to that film. But
it was called Crimes of the Future, which I'm pretty sure you told me you watched recently.
Crimes of the Future.
It's got Kristen Stewart in it and Viggo Mortensen. I just sworn you told me you saw this. You were talking about how messed up it was and how you, it's like one of those movies where you're like, I can't believe, like, what did I just watch? Here, let me pull it up.
I may have did a podcast on it, honestly. Or did I see it in theaters? I remember, you know what? I think I did watch this recently. It's sounds familiar.
Cronenberg makes some messed up stuff. I mean, he did The Fly too, which is okay.
But, you didn't like The Fly?
No, I love The Fly, but I'm saying it's not even like, it doesn't register like most.
When I watch his movies, it's always the same.
I did not mean to do that. Most Cronenberg stuff does, but yeah, man, that is he is good at body horror.
Oh, you know, okay. Yes. So Crimes of the Future, yes, you're right. That's a wild ass movie. I do remember now. It's when I had my brother on like a month or two, whenever I had my brother on last, before he actually went on the Scene Snobs with Mick. I watched that movie and reviewed. We kind of discussed it, but then we were also talking about like his art and stuff because, like, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And that movie, check it out. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's something I'm gonna go back, and I'll go back and watch it again. But it's one of those.
That should be one of your double features: Crimes of the Future and Videodrome.
Interesting.
You'll nauseate whoever your co-host is that day.
It depends. If it's James, not so much. Chris, maybe. Linda Hamilton heads to the Upside Down in Stranger Things season 5. That'll be interesting.
I love that Stranger Things pulls in actors from the 80s.
Me too.
Like, I really like what they've done with Paul Reiser on that show, and then they had Sean Astin on for season 2 as Bob.
Yes.
And Robert Englund was in last season as well.
Yep, he did. Yeah. Which season 4 I only seen some of. I didn't finish that yet, but starting that actually Friday with episodes 1 and 2. We just finished season 3 this past Friday, so going back to that. But this right here, like, this is a show. Stranger Things is one of those shows, and I was actually just talking about it the other day, to where it's so good. And honestly, I forgot how good it was until I started, doing the watch party with it and rewatching it again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, this show was done so, in my opinion, people, it was done so freaking well. Let me get this out the way. And it really, like, it's one of those things to where, like, I can binge that show. I have in the past, of course, but as far as, like, I can sit down all day and just watch episodes and episodes and episodes of that show.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's just like, it just makes you want more. Like with the kids in that show, what I think is cool and what's fun about it is it makes you think of your childhood in the sense, not necessarily doing the same things, but just being a kid, like a kid being able to be a kid. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, I know they deal with some crazy situations and all that stuff, but just the part, I mean, the whole entire thing, the friend group, all that stuff, like the ins and outs, the ups and downs. Like, I like how not every single season or every single episode per season or whatever, every single episode is like a happy ending or a happy story. So yes, I know it's like the obviously it's not real, but they have like realistic elements and realistic feels to it instead of it just being like, oh, happy-go-lucky. Because I mean, the main thing is the show is based mainly around those kids, and I'll say that's like the main characters. You have other main characters that are maybe even main, but not main. They may get 3 mains, but not 4. And but I like how they have the story and they have it to where you could watch it with your family. Like, I feel like it is a family thing. I don't know how scared kids are for this for certain ages, but you could do that. You could get away with doing that because they also have the adult elements that we get pulled in to watch it. They also have the elements of because I know it's like portraying like the 80s and stuff, to where we were born around those times and we remember some of the stuff from, that carried over into the 90s, of course, and then from film, to where when you're watching this, it's like, I feel like I'm in this setting. I feel like I'm there with them as a kid. This looks like it would be such a great freaking time. And this show right here, this show right here made me mad that I never was introduced to Dungeons and Dragons as a kid. Because like all the cool things, all the fun things they were doing with just I don't know anything about that game. I'm not going to pretend to know, and I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not going to learn it either now. I'm 37 years old. I know that's not an excuse, but
It's easy to play. It's just finding somebody to run the game for you. Because it's all imagination for the most part.
Yeah. No, I mean, that all sounds fun and cool, but it's I'm just too damn busy. That's my main thing, is I'm too freaking busy to try to add more and more and more and more and more to my plate. But I think it's one of those things to where, like I said, I wish I would have been able to experience it with some kids, a group of friends, and we were watching a mixed show on Friday. Cinderella morning show, and me and you said the same freaking comment about the whole drama club thing, whatever conversation he was talking about then. Like, I wish I was in theater or drama club or whatever as a kid, just because of how much I really, really enjoy film, horror, non-horror, mainly horror, of course. And I think it could have helped now what I do with the podcasting stuff. I think it could have helped just in general, just the content creation in general, just because it's at that young age, you're expanding your mind. You're learning how to, I mean, I'm not saying you're going to be a freaking Oscar, but with the acting, with the plays, you're getting that repetition, you're getting that thing, which also helps with your memory for those that have maybe like a scripted show or do certain type of scripted things. It kind of helps you with all that kind of stuff. And yeah, if I can go back, if I can snap my fingers and go back, screw sport. I didn't even play sports in school, but I'm saying screw going back to say, oh, I wish I could have went back and played sports because I used to say that. Nah, I wish I could go back and be in the drama club and all that other stuff. And on top of that, what do we think about in school? Girls. Where are all the girls? A lot of the girls. There's a lot of girls in theater and drama club. They're not dunking basketballs with you. They're not dunking basketballs with you guys. And there's nothing wrong if you're going to play sports. I'm just saying, listen. I wish I would have done that, man. I wish I would have done that. And honestly, you know what would be cool with schools doing that too, with the drama and all that stuff? I don't know if they do or not, but they had some sort of like a horror element. Nothing crazy, of course, appropriate for school, but some sort of a horror element just to kind of get people like myself maybe even more interested. Just saying. I'm just saying. And then I got one more.
Yeah. Stranger Things is really good. Millie Bobby Brown is a star. Like, she is such a talented actress at such a young age, and even all the way up through now, she is very good on that show and one of the standouts.
You know what I really like about that show too, and it's so fun, so funny, and so like real, is the way the boys act compared to the way the girls act. Like, I love the attitudes of the girls. Because it's so real. Like, I'm not even trying to say this to be like, I have sisters. I have a sister. Well, I have a couple sisters, but and then I have a wife. I have a mother. I have female cousins. I have nieces, and it's just that, like, it you know what I mean? And then again, as far as for the boys' perspective, I'm a guy. I have brothers, I have cousins, I have nephews, friends, all that other stuff. And it's like, yeah, that's kind of how it goes. Like, when when they're all arguing and the breakup and all this back and forth stuff, the guys are like clueless and confused, and the girls are just with it, and the attitude and all that stuff. I'm like, that's real, and it's awesome that they're portraying it like this. And at the same time, still keeping the characters like strong, not like they're breaking up, like, yeah, they're sad or whatever, but not like they're breaking up and they're the girls are all depressed. You know, on some shows they do, the girls are all depressed and just like, no, they're still doing their thing. As a matter of fact, they're the ones doing the breaking up. Like, I just dumped your ass was a line from that show. It was hilarious. And I like how in that show at times, like, yeah, they'll crack the jokes and all that stuff, but they build each other up. And I like how friends will bust each other's chops. Like, season 3, actually was the last episode with Dustin singing with his girlfriend before she would help him. And he had to do that, and everybody heard him. But then, of course, later in the episode, towards the end, you get the friends singing and doing all this stuff, calling them Dusty Buns and all that. It's funny. It's funny and it's fun. And that's what draws me to that show. Of course, the horror element, the nostalgia element, but it's just like all that. And you're just like, This is what I still do now with my friends, as far as the cracking the jokes, like that kind of stuff is what I do now with my friends. And of course, growing up, our adventures were different. They weren't as cool. I'm telling you right now, the adventures that these kids are on, I'm a little jealous of. I'm a little jealous. It's scary, but it's still that cool story to where, years later, like, yeah, 37 years, like, yeah, me, Jason, Mick, we're those Stranger Things. Like, this stuff really happened. We were in the Upside Down and stuff. But again, and check it out if you've never watched Stranger Things, people. Chris,
it's a good gateway. We were talking about the Eli Roth
gamer. I am talking to you. Watch. Hang on, let me look at my camera. Watch Stranger Things. Watch it with your significant other. It's awesome. Trust me.
It's a good gateway. We were talking about that Eli Roth show last week, the animated series that he's making. Yeah. Stranger Things is another good gateway to pull your family in. It's like Goonies. Goonies turned up.
Agreed. And on top of that, I'll even say, on top of that, they're making an anime. I can't wait for the animated series of this to come out. I cannot wait because I will be all over it. Like, I'm excited for that. I honestly can't wait. I honestly cannot wait for that to drop because I know it's going to be a good time. It's going to be fun. And more importantly, it's going to drag a few more kids into horror. Like, that's something I try to do when people like, I love when they're like, yo, sturdy. I let my niece watch blah, 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 blah. As a matter of fact, yesterday was my mom's birthday. My brother had dinner and stuff at her house, or at his house. I went over there, hung out for a little bit. My little cousins were over there. One's 8, one's, I don't know, 13, 14, whatever the case may be. I'm talking to them, blah, blah, blah. And they're talking about like horror movies and stuff. And, what's scary to them, like the one, she's scared of, what is the movie with the button eyes? Coraline.
Mm-hmm.
It's Coraline scares her. And she was talking about other horror movies. So then I actually asked her mom first, my cousin. I was like, hey, so how old was Kasaya when she started watching horror? And she looked at her daughter, she looked at Corinne, which was Kasaya's older sister. And she's like, I don't know, Corinne, why don't you tell them? She's like, well, probably about 3. I was like, that's awesome. That's awesome. Or no, when she said 3, I said, that's good parenting right there. And my cousin was like, I had nothing to do with that. That was her talking to it. That was her sister doing that. And hey, I'm all for it. I was like, I started when I was 5. Honestly, I see nothing wrong with it, but I guess it all depends on what you show the kid and what they can handle too. Like, I obviously start them out with kiddie horror if that's what you guys want to do. I wasn't started that way, but I was also started by, my older sibling and cousins and stuff. It wasn't like mom or dad introducing me, but I'll say this, parents, if you want your kids to get into horror and not get into the crazy stuff, you might as well just introduce them to the kiddie stuff, because if they have an older sibling or older cousin, they're just showing them what they watch. They're just going to show them what they watch. That's how I was introduced. I'm actually glad I was introduced that way, but I'm not saying everybody should be introduced that way. I'm just saying. So yeah, you're right about this being a really, really good gateway for this. Now, here's one that's probably not a good gateway for children getting into horror if we're sticking with the family tradition of horror, like Stranger Things. But with this one right here I'm about to show you, I don't think this one is I would have loved to have watched it as a kid, but I can't say you all would have. Cinderella's Revenge, another Cinderella horror movie in the works. I didn't even know there was one in general. So I'm gonna watch it. I'm definitely gonna watch it. Jason, I hope you watch this too.
I'm gonna watch Cinderella's Curse and Cinderella's Revenge. Natasha Henstridge from Species. Yeah, have we had a Beauty and the Beast horror movie yet? Because that one seems like the most ripe for it.
Cinderella's Curse. I'm just gonna click this link too. Yeah, you're right. Gory horror retelling Cinderella coming soon. Oh, okay. So they're both coming out.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're getting 2 Cinderella horror movies. I can't wait. Like, I'm so happy that they're showing. Oh, here's the other one. I forgot. I didn't click over with me. Cinderella's Curse. This is coming. I don't know when, but I'm so happy that they are doing this with the movies, the childhood movies we had, turning them into horror, because it's something that like you've had those conversations maybe when you're like 10, 12 years old with some friends. Like, imagine if this was a horror movie, this would be kind of cool. This would be kind of fun. And now they're finally doing it. Now that we're all in our 30s, 40s, and 50s and up, now they're doing it. And I'm here for it. I went to see Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and any other movie that they do that's going to be in theaters. I'm going to see them. If they're around me, I'm going to go see them because why not? Good or bad? Those I want to see. Those I want to see. I want them to be good or at least fun. Fun, rewatchables, what I want. I'm not expecting that, though. I'm just expecting something, I guess. I don't know what I'm expecting. I just go in there with zero expectations and hope to like it.
Yeah, guys, we need a Beauty and the Beast horror movie. Like, how is that not a thing?
I think they will, though, because they're going to be doing a Bambi. Well, they're going to be doing a Bambi one, so I'm sure they'll eventually get to Beauty and the Beast.
This Beauty and the Beast just seems like it'd be the first choice.
Yeah.
Like, to me.
Yeah.
It's literally already a pretty scary story.
Yeah. And it's funny you say it because I watched something on YouTube about Beauty and the Beast, and they're saying how, like the friend, you know how, like, all the guests or whatever, the people, the servants, whatever, they turn into furniture, candles, this, that, and the third. But then there was, like, furniture and stuff he tore up. So just imagine that being a horror movie that at the end, after he gets married, all that, you see all these people just tore up when they come back to their form. They ripped like there was, I forgot what they said exactly, but I'm like, yo, that could be a really dark horror movie. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
It's frightening, man. It could be very frightening. Oh my god, so much frightening. Make it, people, make it. But yeah, Cinderella, I'm in. I love all of that.
I'm 100% in. I'm 100% in. And I didn't get to see The Blackening this weekend, but if not during the week, then definitely next weekend we're gonna go see that. Definitely gonna go see that. I can't wait. Because that just looks funny. That just looks funny. But Jason, what did you guys talk about in your past show? Just like a brief thing from last night.
Last night, what did we discuss? Or I guess it would have been like 5 days ago. We talked about
that's right.
The Flash review.
Okay.
Pretty much the Flash review. We did a Transformers review. I talked a little bit about Succession, the show, because I finished it recently.
Nice.
And we did our top 5 favorite Michael Keaton movies.
Nice. See that, people? You hear that over there? You hear what he's saying over there? And you can check that on his show. Check that out on his show. 3 Geeks.
Michael Keaton is back as Batman, and my little nerd heart was so happy.
Yes. I'm going to see that movie too. And no spoilers. I'm going to see that movie too. I don't really want to, but Mick, again, shout out to Mick on last Friday on Scene Times Morning Show. Sturdy. Go see The Flash.
Dude, you're going to like The Flash. Just because I know you don't want to see it for like a minute of the movie, but that's only a minute of the movie.
Yeah, I know what that spoiler is too, because I've been told, but I'm not going to say it just in case people have not seen it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Overall, I'm going to check the movie. I am going to check the movie out though.
It's fun, guys. It's not the greatest comic book movie of all time, like some people are saying. It's not even close.
I mean, to them it might be though, so that's fine. That's fine.
That's fair. That's
to me, I'm sure it probably won't be, but I'm sure there's some parts I'll enjoy in it.
It's the most fun of the DC EU movies next to Shazam.
Well, there you go. What you got coming up this week, man?
More of the same. We're recording some interviews. We've got
nice.
The show Saturdays live at 7 p.m. And sorry, this episode's a little bit shorter, guys. It is Father's Day, so we're just fitting a recording session in between the stuff my daughter has planned, my girlfriend has planned, and her kids have planned. So nice. Yeah, what about you, sir?
What am I doing coming up this week? What did we do yesterday?
All of the above. Tell them about next month too, which I want to be a guest on every episode.
Oh, okay. I'll end with that one. So yesterday, just because I'm not going to go back to last week, but yesterday on Popcorn and Pints, we reviewed Pan's Labyrinth and El Mariachi. And actually, John from the PVD podcast was on there with us, which was a great freaking time, as you know, funny guy. So we did that yesterday. And then just to go out through what's coming up next week, just because I'm talking Popcorn and Pints now, next Saturday, which you might, if you're free, you may want to be a guest on this. These are 2 movies I know you love deep down. Street Fighter from 1994 and Street Fighter Legends of Chun-Li. Never seen the Legends of Chun-Li one, but I did see the 94 one, and I'm not going to tell you guys how I feel about it till next Saturday, but I had the same feeling since a kid. I didn't rewatch the movie yet, but I'm sure I feel the same exact way, maybe even more of that way. But
I love the first Street Fighter movie. I've never seen the second one.
Me either. Me either.
They didn't have Van Damme back, so I stayed away. Van Damme's my boy.
Guile, the American hero.
Yeah, I love all Van Damme's movies.
But so Tuesday in Horror Research 30, we're reviewing Death Valley. Thursday, Grizzly 2. And then the late night, well, technically midnight-ish, it'll be Saturday. We're doing the Sawyer Massacre, which is an indie film, or a fan film. And which actually this kind of turns into the conversation what you were talking about. So for the month of July, I'm calling the month of July on the Horror Research 30 podcast, Camping with Search 30. And what that's going to be is, of course, Friday the 13th films, but fan films. So each episode, we're going to be reviewing fan films. And that also includes my late night, Friday night, and all that other stuff. And some other fun things I'm going to try to throw in between. But I already have the movies selected. It's just a matter of scheduling them. I was going to originally make a wheel. One of those movies does have a sequel. And I want to do, you know what I mean? There's one movie per day. I don't want to even double up for those. And I want to also get at least one. If I can get one or two people from those films, that'll be amazing. That'll be awesome. I'm going to try. I'm going to do my little reach outs. I got one so far.
Which sequel are you referring to? Because there's a Voyages 2 and there's a there's a Vengeance 2 and there's a Never Hike Alone sequel.
Never Hike in the Snow, yeah. Well, Never Hike Alone 2 is not out yet, but there is Never Hike in the Snow. But yeah, those are on the list. Vengeance 1 and 2, and a few others. I'll tell you behind scenes. But when I make the schedule, people will see it. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing that all month for that. And then big shout out to Mick for this one as well. Once I get enough independent horror films, which I was originally saying I was originally saying 45 minutes and longer. So if they're a half hour and longer, those will be put on an independent horror movie wheel. And my Thursday show for Horror Research 30 is going to be just indie movies. Or anytime I do anything with indie movies, it's going to be on Thursdays. Tuesday is going to say the same with all the other movies and stuff. Thursday is going to be indie. Again, once I have enough films, it's going to be indie. And I'll even say once I have like 5 or 6 movies, until those movies are emptied out, and then when I can get more and more and more. But I would love to get the movies. I would love to get ones that are on YouTube if people want to send me screeners and all that cool stuff, so me and my guys can watch them. And I want you guys on here. So here's the thing. Here's what I want to do as well. I want you guys on there. That's for the Friday the 13th thing. That's for the Friday the 13th fan films. You guys that created the film. You guys that are in the film. And this goes for the indie thing. What I want to start doing with those reviews is making them reviews/interviews, where we're reviewing the movie, but you who created this film was in this. You're also reviewing this movie and giving your honest opinion about this whole movie. But also, we want to know about the experience of the movie. We want to know why certain things happened in the movie the way they did, and how it was on set. I don't care about just how it was on set for you. How fun was. I don't want any of the negative drama nonsense and the beef and all that calling out. I'm not going to deal with that. I'm not even going to care. I'll be 100% honest with you. I don't care about the drama nonsense. I just want to know about the movie. I've never been on a movie set. I would love to be on a film set. And I just want to show more love to indie. Like we're indie creators. You guys are also indie creators that are creating these indie films. Why don't we all connect? Why don't we all try to help each other build, help each other grow, have fun with this passion that we all have in the horror community, and spread it. Show the world we can all get along, show love and all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that, and I cannot wait to start that. I'm super, super excited for the Friday the 13th thing, though. I'm super excited for that whole month of just Friday the 13th. It's going to be fun, and I will be doing more like this down the road. Don't even worry, people. It may not always be a month long for fan films, because yes, fan films, indie films, all that stuff, it's going to be, you're going to see it on Horror Research 30 a lot more. in the near future. A lot more. And also over here, I'm sure Jason would be cool with it too. Some interviews and stuff with these indie people. We want them here as well. We want you guys here as well. So don't be afraid to reach out. Hit us up. Hey, we want to come on the podcast and be a guest. We have this movie out. We want to know what you guys think of it. Send it through. Send it through. Because again, we love horror. We want to see more horror. We want to see new ideas, fresh ideas, but your ideas. So let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it, guys. Dude, when you said that, I think I immediately messaged. I'm in. I'm in for all of them. I've only seen the Vengeances and the Never Hike Alone, so I'm excited to see some of the other ones.
Awesome. And again, once we end this, I'll talk to you about it a little bit more for a couple of minutes before you bounce. But yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got. Please check out just go to horrorsearch30.com and check that out, people. Check out Popcorn and Pints on Facebook and YouTube. We're on Twitter as Popcorn Pints. And just have a great freaking evening, night, rest of your week. Just be great. Be great. Do something. You know what? Here's my challenge, everybody. Do something nice for a stranger. Do something nice for a stranger the next time you leave your house.
Yeah. Even if you have to drive through, pay for the person behind you. It's a really nice thing to do. And hopefully, they pass it on to the person behind them and the person behind them until they find somebody who really needs it. Yeah. That's a great gesture. I know it makes me feel good when that happens. So everybody out there, stay safe, love each other, and we'll talk to you soon.
Peace.